Hey guys, welcome back in. I really get the sense we need to talk about trust issues because I really get the sense that a few of you are really worried about how can you learn how to trust again? How could you learn how to love again? The world is fraught with messages of war, chaos, death, destruction, especially for those of you who may still be drawn towards stories from the news or even just information that you receive from friends, coworkers, and family members. But there's this blockage that I'm feeling within your heart. It's this feeling like you want to move forward and you want to establish a brand new foundation. However, if your trust has been violated over and over again, you may be in this bubble where you're not entirely certain who to trust next because a lot of you have been going at your life solo, trying to get reestablished on your own terms, but it's difficult. How do you move forward on your own terms, but still learn how to teamwork with other people around you? At the base over here, before I go to cut, we do have the card of release. I'm hearing releasing a past grudge, but it's this tension as though you feel like the other person wins if you release the tension. And I think it's even more difficult because deep down inside, that's technically not true, but this lie still persists after I go to cut. I do like we have the card of abundance along with memory. I keep saying brace for impact in a few of my tarot readings. But I get the sense that if you haven't already, you're being inundated with a lot of thoughts, old memories. A lot of stuff is coming up to the surface. Let's see, what do we have? Isolation, growth, sacred space. Oh man. Okay. So I really do like this. Like, you have been growing so much in your autonomy. And I get the feeling that you're probably somebody who, like I said earlier, you poured a lot of your trust, even your identity, into other people, mostly because you thought this was probably networking or this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to collaborate with other people. And if you felt as though these individuals violated your trust and maybe violated some other aspects of you as well, trust is kind of a nice general term that we can use to talk about everybody's situation on a high level space. But you've had to be alone for a while. And a few of you have been pretty accepting of that solo and the autonomy. But a lot of the people that I talk to, a lot of my spiritual practice is about how do you take all this etheric, feminine knowledge, all of this theory, all of this inner knowing, and be able to finally integrate it into the 3D so that you could actually become masterful at your gifts, to trust your intuition. And it's been a while since I've had to say this, but once you learn how to trust yourself, it gets easier to trust other people because you've gotten yourself out of bad situations. You can trust yourself to get out of a bad situation. Congratulations, that is a skill. And I feel like you're coming back around full circle because you want to know that you can trust a situation without having to clean it up in the long term. Does that make any kind of sense to you? But right now, you're being asked to focus on your sacred space. You're going through a bit of a rebirth right now, and birth is technically a masculine energy, even though we associate birth with being female. But again, masculine energy has nothing to do with your gender identity. You can be male, female, or non binary. Our feminine energy is, like I was saying earlier, like the hypothetical, those crazy ideas that we sometimes get, our imagination, our daydreams, our intuitive knowing. It's often where our guides and ancestors can speak to us. And our masculine is all about, let's get it done. Let's push this out. Let's move it forward. That's why this is masculine energy. So, um, this tarot deck literally spilt the beans on me. Like, as much as I'd like to make a bit of a joke about a hot mess, I get the sense that before I go to shuffle, we do it with Temperance and the Page of Pentacles. There's still something you're hoping to balance out from within so that you stop over giving to the wrong situation. So, right now we're going to have a look at what is your primary challenge because I think you may be feeling a little bit scattered. And if you are, that's okay. Let's focus on one thing that you can tackle today so that You don't get overwhelmed with the to-do list of bullshit that you know you're trying to clear out of your life. So we'll ask the divine what it is that you can focus on right now. What's the primary challenge? And we'll also ask what's the blockage? What's preventing you from moving forward, taking action? And some of this could be your self-worth talk. And we'll also get some guidance from the universe. What can you do? Where can you get started? What can you focus on? And then we'll get a potential final outcome, a way to kind of encourage you to let you know that overcoming fear in a healthy way is actually going to be worth it in the long term. But before temperance came back, was it? Ooh, a little switcheroo. So if you've been accustomed to people who have been manipulative, they say one thing to your face, they say something else to someone behind your back, and it's actually really confusing because in some ways you probably thought you were talking to this person, but it was really just a scam. It's like this person's been going, whoever you've been dealing with, they've been scamming you, they have been two-facing you. And this could be work, this could be romance, this could be family. Like whoever this individual is, they can't be themselves because they are so fucking imbalanced. But we had a page of pentacles underneath here earlier. I'm just curious. Three of cups, three of pentacles. You've had to put yourself into a position where you've had to change all of your friends. And in some ways, you may have felt as though you're pushed out. And if you're still struggling with feeling like somebody pushed you out, somebody organized a campaign against you, it's okay to acknowledge that they did that to you. But here's the thing, were these the people you actually wanted to spend your time and energy with? Was this actually your dream come true? Because I feel like your intuition is trying to let you know that yes, you're shattered. Yes, you are hurt. Yes, you were pretty fucked over, but this wasn't your dream in the first place. You've had somebody profile you. You've had somebody watch your weaknesses. This is somebody that you've had a one-sided relationship with. You've told them all your vulnerabilities. Why? Because you don't mind being vulnerable. Because when you're open, sometimes you get some great information back, but this other person wasn't playing fair with you. They were collecting information on you so they can use it against you when it suited them. So this is a very selfish person that, whether if you're actively dealing with them now or this could have happened in the past and you're still frustrated that you fell for it. Both can be valid and the reading can be helpful for both. Got the lovers. Six of Wands. So it feels like whatever broken dream this is you really thought this was going to be a good relationship. You really thought this was going to be an excellent business partnership. This was supposed to bring you some kind of abundance. So, what do you hear? What's your primary challenge? We got the 10 of Cups. Oh man, this is the argument of I'm trying to pretend to be happy there because they're pretending to be happy. And I think both of you were sort of showing up in the same energy. This person's a faker, but you're not. You're someone who's genuinely trying to be happy. Maybe you really struggled with what happiness was supposed to be in the first place. But this other individual, their goal was never to be happy in the first place. Their goal was to put on a smile and to make themselves look like they're totally going to be there for you. This could be someone who love bombed you. This could be somebody that it's sort of like they're a little bit too friendly at work, a gossip. I kind of get a little bit of a gossiping vibe. Somebody made you feel as though you were really important. They were telling you secrets, but I need you to think about this for a second. Were they telling you their secrets or were they spilling other people's secrets? Because sometimes when we're talking about vulnerability, being open with other people, just showing our true selves, that can come from a trauma. That can come from trauma bonding, fawning trauma. And I'm sure I could put together a video if you'd like to learn a little bit more about fawning trauma and limerence. This person, this is way beyond trauma bonding and limerence. This person is more of a narcissistic type that has no problem telling you anything that you want to hear to make you feel about yourself so that they can get something out of you later. This person treats people like currency, and this person's actually extremely emotionally dependent. Now, I'm hearing a few of you say, "Yes, I know this, berries." Do you? if you're still struggling with this person, here's the challenge, okay? This is the real challenge. You know this person is the way that they are, but you're still stuck on it. How did my therapist once put it? Sometimes we get stuck and fixated on one single individual and one single traumatic experience, mostly because we never want to repeat the karma anymore. So we examine it, we pick it apart, we ruminate it on it constantly, but it can create a form of obsession and anxiety. So it's not so much that you don't you know that this person's bad, but it's more that the conflict is, how do I make sure that I never have to deal with this ever again? I think a few of you want to know, how can I get this person to see the light? And I'm sorry to say to you, that's not your job. I need to put that out there. What do we have? Queen of Pentacles. Because this is supposed to be your blockage. You are a kind, generous individual. The Queen of Pentacles is about luxury and sharing those luxuries with everyone around them. You are a very generous and kind individual, and that was taken for granted. This person went out of their way to make you feel as though you had no value, because the selfish internal talk of this particular narcissist, like, this person's pretty abusive. Their internal rhetoric is, if I can't have your energy, nobody can. Like, this goes way beyond jealousy. This person has like an envious little demon monster inside of them. They really struggle with a lot of lack. This person could have a fuck ton of money and still constantly be worried that they're going to lose all of their money. In some cases, for some of these people, some of these narcissists that you've been dealing with, they're actually dealing with financial and health loss, but they're not going to share it with you unless they can get sympathy. So that's kind of thing. This person, their currency is getting people to feel sorry for them. Interesting. Okay. So what is the guidance that Spirit would have for you at this time? With the Six of Swords, you know this. And in some ways, you're kind of being asked right now to find a little bit of mental peace. Take some time to do some meditation. Also, my throat chakra really wants to give out. It's going to be important that you do a little bit of meditation, journaling. You really do need to see the situation for what it is. And for the person I was talking to earlier, it's not your job to get them to see the light, because you are at risk right now of becoming sort of an evangelistic bully. You got to kind of let this person be who it is that they are. If you are an accepting person, can you just accept them for where they are at, that they can't meet you with where you are at? Like, my root chakra is not doing well right now. Like, I got this sudden like hit from my root chakra, and it's like, oh dear God, don't make me do this again. Um, okay, Six of Swords. Like, I want to get a little bit of extra guidance for you. So, what kind of energy can you be in to help you cross over the river, to cross over the choppy waters? Like, what is it that the viewer can do to, like, yeah, what kind of feelings, emotions can you embody to help you cross over? Because there's a piece of your brain that just needs to shut down. It's sort of that lizard brain, and I think it's more of this karmic feminine energy. And when I say karmic feminine, that is to say thoughts that do not belong to you, thoughts that belong to somebody else. It's somebody else's programming, somebody else's narrative that is poorly informing you. Does that make any sense? Oh my gosh, there we go. Oh wow, the seal of individuality, authenticity, uniqueness, integration. Yeah, like, there's something about, you really lost who it was you truly were in this person. Like, it's sort of as though they saw that you were an artist, and they just found ways to get you to make art for them like a fanboy. It's that kind of feeling. Like, this person is getting you to do free work, and you're doing it with great generosity, and it's because you lost your own sense of identity. It's getting way too obsessed with trying to find our identity in another person, which can be a little bit of a hashtag twin flame problem. Like, the struggle is absolutely real, but at the top, Heartwave resonator, ecstasy, rapture, flux, amplification. Like, talking about art. Why? Because duh. But on the other hand, there's something unique about you, and you're being asked to really fall in love with who it is that you are. When we get caught up in these toxic dynamics, we think that we need somebody, like we need a roommate, we need a spouse, we need a business partner, we need a lover, we need a friend in order to thrive amidst chaos. And that's not actually true. Like, we should partner up with people, but if we don't have a semblance of our own individuality and our own autonomy established, everything just shatters. It's easy to become paranoid if that someone else isn't going to be there for us. If we can't show up for ourselves, there's no way in hell we can expect anybody else to show up for us. And that can be very difficult and challenging for those of you where you may have felt abandoned by a parental figure. But there's an ask right now. You can put, it's like, I know this boat, it doesn't have a motor, but if you add this heartwave resonator, this boat just travels by itself and it travels at the speed that feels the most comfortable for you. But it's going to be very important at this time. Get to know yourself and continue to get to know yourself. Your entire life's mission is to constantly get to know yourself. And when you're working through that, you can team up with other people who are also trying to get to know themselves, and you can celebrate with each other. When I get to know something about myself, I can share it with that person that I do love and trust. And that person who I do love and trust, they're going out of their way to discover stuff about themselves. And then I get to celebrate with them when they have the victory. Like, that is true companionship. What's the potential final outcome? Justice. You've been looking for justice in all the wrong places, and you're asked to now look for justice from within. Get to know your shadow a little bit better, because there is a little bit of a shadow wound that needs to be addressed at this time. But if you love yourself for who it is that you are, you can understand your weak points. You can actually understand your idiosyncrasies. And in some ways, if you make a mistake, because we all make mistakes, it's just you and the universe having the conversation. There's no external wrist slapping. There's no humiliation from this other person. This is you learning how to be humble, not humiliated. This is you learning how to have boundaries, but not feeling constantly guarded and paranoid. This is you feeling balanced and holistic from within yourself, knowing that you can take authorship of your life in order to pursue your dreams. Wow. Is there any last message? Okay, let's just get one last message. The animal guides have been speaking to me lately. I like that. Grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. It's time to stop allowing other people to manifest your dreams on your behalf. You don't need anybody else to help manifest your dreams. If you're in your Empress receptive energy, you know that if someone's incoming, you know that somebody's coming in and you know that they're incoming. Interesting. You can accept or reject it because you have the boundary. Because you're constantly going to be magnetizing bullshit all the time. And this is you learning how to balance out the bullshit detector so that you can just politely decline and go on your way and not allow these energies to disturb your peace. What have happened? Flamingo spirit, embrace the in between. It feels awkward right now because you are between two timelines. It feels unusual because you're not exactly where it is that you need to be. Not quite yet. This is the paradox that spirit is trying to help balance you from within. Continue to let go of the old. Learn to trust yourself, because if you are the priority and you continue to work on your own sense of self-integration, you will be able to step forward onto your path that you have chosen. I'm just saying, wow. Well, whoever you are, damn, I sincerely hope that this helped. Let me know in the comments below what aspects of this reading are really beginning to resonate with you. I love it when you guys share your stories, because every time you guys share, you never know who else needs to hear what it is that you have been going through. Otherwise, I invite you guys to subscribe if you would like to get more messages like this. And if you'd like to level up on your spiritual path, join us on Patreon. That'll be a really great place for you to declare to the universe your readiness to support yourself on your healing journey. Check out the details below. Otherwise, when I see you guys at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.